Right now we are in central Benjamin, and right behind me on this terrace hill is the city of Gibeon. In the Bible it talks about when the Gibeonites tricked Joshua and they told him that they were from a faraway country, but actually they were right here in Israel. Later, Solomon came to the high place in Gibeon to ask the Lord for wisdom.
We might be at the high place in Gibeon.
We're on the Beth Horon Ridge route, and this is where Joshua pursued the Amorites down the path. And as they fled, the Lord threw hailstones down from heaven upon them.
And as the Amorites were going down the ascent of Beth Horon, the Lord threw down large stones from heaven on them, as far as Azekah.
We are at Gibeah of Saul, the ancient city, capital city during the reign of Saul of Israel, where Saul had a palace here during his reign, and he tried to kill David 3 times on this site with his spear.
David, I'm playing the harp. Play for me, and I'm consoling Saul. The evil spirits have come upon me! Die, David!
Behind me is Anatoth, the home of the prophet Jeremiah.
We're at the pass between the towns of Gibeah and Micmash, where Jonathan, the son of Saul, crossed over these cliffs right behind me to go from Gibeah to fight the Philistines on Micmash on my right. This is a cistern. It's a hole chiseled into rock to store rainwater. And there are several instances in the Bible that these cisterns were used. One example is Joseph, when his brothers lowered him into a cistern. And this one's about 20 to 30 feet deep. And you can hear the splash.
And it says in Proverbs that husbands are to drink from their own cisterns.
We're standing in front of the Canaanite wall in Jericho.
And back in Joshua's time, there was a mud brick on top of this one, and that's the one that crumbled down when the Israelites walked around it.
So the people shouted. We are still at Tel Jericho. A tel is a mound of debris that accumulates over centuries that are civilizations layered on top of each other.
And this is where the archaeologists all cut out a slice of a mountain to see who lived here at what any given time. And behind me you can see pottery that dates back to the time of Joshua. We are at a spring in Jericho, and in Elisha's time the water had become bad. So he poured salt into it, and it miraculously became good, to where neither death nor miscarriage has corrupted it. See?
Now we're walking on the path that goes from Jericho to Jerusalem. As you can see, it is rather barren. In the Bible, it is referred to as the ascent of Adumim.
And this was the path that a man took from Jerusalem to Jericho when he fell among thieves.
We're in the Judean countryside, and it's sunset, and we're all quiet, and we're having some quiet time here. It's really beautiful. This is the Wadi Kilt. This is where Jesus traveled from Jericho up to Jerusalem on his last trip up to Jerusalem.
Hi, here we are at the site of Gibeah. I forgot. Can we do it again?
Okay, Mrs. Dixon, this is for you.
Yeah.
One of the elements of IBEX is we get the boys, we get them to work in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Look at, here's your son. He's cutting lasagna.